Okay, so this is what a DevOps engineer is. So DevOps engineer you will see in like almost in every company nowadays. Okay, so let's talk about like DevOps areas. So what we talk, why we call it DevOps, what are those areas that we have in this field? Okay, so in DevOps, right, so it's not like a technology nor a tool. So the first question people ask you in interview is, tell me about your opinion on the DevOps. You would say that DevOps is neither a technology nor like a tool that every company must follow. So DevOps is like highly customizable, and it's like a practice methods how a company wanted to adopt to achieve the better results. That is what you would put them in words. So DevOps can be categorized into multiple areas, like, so we have like a source code management, so where you would consider to storing your source code. And then we have like a continuous integration. What is CI? CI is like a where you are going to put all your changes together and test it continuously. And then deployment or delivery, that is the area how you are going to deploy your changes to the environments. And then configuration, sorry, monitoring, so you would be monitoring your system, the health, how it is and all. Configurations, like how am I going to configure my machine so that it is always ready, I don't need to do any manually. And then we have like cloud technologies now, AWS, Azure, GC, Bluemix, and then Oracle. The languages, yes, we should know one language at least, that is like a Python, Bash, or R, or Ruby, whichever you guys are comfortable. If you know JavaScript, that is also fine. And container technologies, we use like a Docker, Kubernetes, and we have like a provisioning that is called the Terraform. So these are all the topics that we will be covering. So this together, a DevOps, you can assume. Okay, so you have like a source code management, integrations, deployment. So what are these areas and why do we use it? Okay, so we know source code management. So let's take a small example of a development. Okay, I am a developer. Now I am writing my code. So if I want to go back to my previous history, like what time I have made what changes, and then what changes are done by my development team, my peer. So these all track, who will maintain that? Because we just make the code, we develop the code, but how am I going to keep a track of it? So that is what a source code management come into the picture. There are various tools and technologies available in this area, but however, we have GitHub as a famous here. The reason behind this, they are distributed technologies, they have various features and very flexible and convenient. So you will see almost all the companies using these two tools. So that's why we picked up the Git and GitHub. So now we know why we use GitHub to manage our source code effectively and efficiently. And then what is continuous integration? So now you made a code, perfect. But generally, whenever you do the coding, what you do next time? You test it. The same thing. So when you are cooking something, what you do a taste, right? How it is. The similarly integration here. So you will be testing, you are compiling, you are building, your integrations, your test will be doing immediately. I make a change, I push it, then you will be testing immediately. But doing the testing manually every time is a pain. So that's why you will pick up a tool that will do it for you. You just commit the code and then you sit relax. So everything will be done by the tool automatically. It is going to check out your code, like takes your code, whatever you have made changes to, and then compiles it. What is compilation here again? So since already we are having bit experience here, compilation is a concept of converting your plain English language into a machine understandable language. That's called assembly language, right? Or binaries, you can call it. If you talk about Java, it will compile them into classes, right? That is what a machine can understand. It is everything in bit and bytes code, like one and zeros code. That is what the compilation is. And then what is in? We need to execute the test cases. Of course, I have made some changes to my code, but I need to test the functionality, right? So you will be writing a small unit test. You means the development team. The unit test means whatever code I have written, I'll be testing that code with the code itself. That is what the unit tests are meant for. You will be doing that. And then you create the package. Package means that is the jar or var or AR, whatever it is. That is called the package. So you have a source code, you commit it, and then CI will check out the changes, performs a compile, executes the test cases, and then creates the package for you. That is the package will then be stored in a JFrog Artifactory or Nexus Sonatype. These are the two tools that are available where they manage your packages. Package is nothing but jar and var files, whatever it is, the output of your source code, which is understandable by the machine. Clear? So now the package is ready. What is the next step? Now you want to deploy it. That is called running. So you did a source code, you compiled, you tested, create the package. Now you need to run it. Then only you see your changes. So if I'm working on a development like website development, I write HTML, CSS, or backend, front end, whatever it is, and then I test it, make the package ready. So whenever I run it, then only I can see the changes, right? That is what the execution. So how am I going to run it? You would use a tool for that. That is called again, you can use like a Jenkins, you can use like Octopus deploy, or you can use like Ansible or whatever it is. That will be used to deploy your changes to the target environment, for which we are going to use like a Jenkins here because that is the only tool available that we could do. We can also pick up some other tools like Ansible as well. So we can also use for Ansible deployment. We will be now deploying changes to the servers. That is fine. To deploy the server, okay, so if you are using a Java application, okay, your application is Java. So now if you want to run your application, you need to have Java installed, right? So if you want to use the phone, if you want to call someone, you need to put a SIM, right? That is a prerequisite. A similar way here, so if you want to run your Java application, you have to have a Java language. If your application is like a Python, you have to have a Python installed. The similarly, how am I going to configure that? That is what the configuration management system come into the picture here. So we have Chef, Puppet, Ansible, and then what else we have? Chef, Puppet, and then Salt. So there are so many 4 tools available, but we pick up Ansible. The reason behind this, Ansible is widely used, and you will see almost all the companies nowadays using the Ansible. Okay, so that's what we use a configuration management. It is going to configure my virtual machine in a needed shape. It is going to create the user. It is going to configure the directories. It is going to install the softwares for me. That is what the configuration management. We will be writing some code. That is fine. And then now what? We deployed, now configured, and then application is up and running. What is next? We need to monitor that, right? My application is up, but I want someone to keep on monitor it. If it goes down, so it will be a huge impact, right? So if Amazon.com goes down, if Google.com goes down, what happens? The customers switch to other competitors, right? They lose a business. So that's why I want someone to monitor it all the time. So we are all humans. So we don't just sit in front of the laptop and always hit the browser buttons, right? So that's why we need to have a tool that can monitor our website continuously. That is what the continuous monitoring system come into the picture. So we use CloudWatch, Elk, Splunk, Neuralink, AppDynamics, and Dynatrace. There are so many tools available, but we pick up the CloudWatch here for monitoring our applications. Okay, and we also have an Agios too over there. And then cloud. So you might be hearing nowadays so many people talking about cloud. Why cloud? Okay, so just imagine. So you are the developer and you own a company. You want to start your new e-commerce site. E-commerce site means where people can buy and sell their goods like eBay. Okay, so you have an idea that Amazon doesn't have. You're sure it is going to click. You started a new company. Now what happens? So you need to have a proper server, first of all. right? Okay, you go ahead and buy the server. The server cost is like 10,000. Okay, the server cost is like 10,000. So you bought it, and after that, what? You need to arrange a power to this power 24/7, AC 24/7, security 24/7, right? And also, if this server goes down, like wherever you are keeping the server, if the power you have to put 24/7, right? If this server goes down, our entire internet is gone back. So you need to have another backup. So another 10K worth of server, you need to provide all these maintenance, right? So this is like this could be like in Florida, this could be like in Texas, Dallas. So you need to provide the connectivity between these two also. So there are so much of maintenance work. So you being the owner, you being the developer, you need to focus on your core areas where you develop and then market your product, right? Rather than maintaining this infrastructure, which is a pain. So you need to purchase it, you need to provide security, electricity, everything. That is a full of pain. And also you are not quite sure that this investment is worth or not. So if your application doesn't go well, if your website, then what happens? You investment, everything is gone. You need to sell these servers back, right? So selling these servers, of course, the servers will be depreciate assets. They're not appreciate assets, right? So now when you try to sell it, they may sell you for 2K. So you incur the net direct loss of 6K. So 2K, 2K, 4K. So like you will incur the loss of this much. Is it worth? No, right? So that's why cloud. What do cloud is? Cloud says, hey, I have data center with me and I provide so many services. What do you want? I say, I want a server. Okay, take this. This is your server and give me the money as you use it. So if you are going to use it for 1 month, give me 1 month money. That's fine, no problem. And then it is going to give you, which will cost you like maybe $10. That's it. Now see, where is 10K dollars? Where is $10? So like this, you are going to control your cost. So you run your business for like 6 months. It is going to give you maximum like $100. Let's say you just pay $100 worth of money where you are investing like 20K. So it's easy, right? And you don't need to worry about security. You don't need to worry about network. You don't need to worry about internet and all. They have all the data centers in different multiple zones. This will give you disaster recovery plans, failure plans, everything. So that's why people use the cloud nowadays. So typically before the cloud, people have like on-prem data centers. On-prem means they have a huge gigantic big data center, like a room you can call, and the rooms will have so many servers and they are server connected racks. Like they have like a CPU, they have like a RAM, they have like a storage, they have like a network, everything. So nowadays nobody maintains that because it's a pain and expensive as well nowadays. That's why people go to the cloud. So now we clear about the cloud. And then what is this languages that we need to use? So if you observe carefully, I told you GitHub is a separate one of the part and CI is one of the part, CD is one of the part, CM and the config management, everything is cloud is part of the DevOps. But there is a need to put all this together, right? Like whenever my GitHub someone commits, I want a Jenkins job to run automatically. So once my Jenkins job completes the compilation, creating the packages, then I want my CD job. Then I want my CD job to deploy immediately. And then I want to have my configuration management to perform my configuration part. So all these, so there is a need to integrate. So that's why you need to have one scripting language, I would say, not programming language, scripting language. Either it could be Bash or Python. So if you have a chance to learn about the Python, please go ahead and learn the Python, but we'll be covering the Bash in these classes because Python is the ocean. So it's like a lot of time to explain. That's why we pick up the Bash here. Okay. And then what is this? Container technologies. We have Docker and Kubernetes. So see, as we evolved, right? So first people used to use like a 10K servers and then they install it. Okay. And then we have like a virtualization concept. The reason why virtualization concept has evolved is, so let's say you have your laptop, let's assume, okay? So your laptop will be like a 16 GB of RAM nowadays, the default you will get it, right? And then 1 terabyte is a hard disk, that is normal. And then you have like a 8 CPU, let's say. This is your laptop, okay? So if you take your laptop, how many operating systems are you currently hosting? How many? How many OS you have in your laptop?
One.
One. Why? Because it could be Windows, it could be a Mac OS, or it could be a Linux. That's it. So your entire resources are gone. So if you technically speaking, you generally don't need a 16 GB of RAM to run your operating system with a few softwares. What all you need is you just use mostly your browser, right? Or mostly some tools, like it would be like a Windows Word, like a WinWord. That's it, right? Not much. And maybe some AnyDesk or TeamViewer or remote desktop. So they're all browser based. So you don't need to consume this much of resources actually. So maximum your laptop can consume 8 GB of RAM. And disk space, nowadays everything is cloud. Nobody's actually using the local disk. Everything will be in the Google Cloud or Dropbox, right? You maximum use 10 GB to keep your softwares. And then CPU, 2 CPU is fine. You don't need much CPU processing, right? Now, see, you have so many resources left unused. So here 8 GB is unused, 900 GB is unused, 6 CPUs unused. You put so much of money, but you are getting a benefit of less. So how effectively you can use the remaining resources? Now you have a Windows machine, you want to practice Linux. Then what you could do? You could install a hypervisor. Hypervisor is a tool that will give you, that enables the virtualization on your hardware. Okay, that is what the VMware or VirtualBox will come into the picture there. So what they do, so you have your hardware here. Hardware, when I say, which is going to be your CPU, RAM, and storage. On top of that, you have your operating system. So this is your base operating system. That is your like Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever it is. So here, on top of this, you are going to install a hypervisor. This is your hypervisor. Hypervisor means your VMware, virtual machines, everything. On top of this, you stand up your Linux VMs here. 1 VM, 2 VM, 3 VM. And this hypervisor will make sure that it takes the resources from your hardware and give it to you whatever is needed. So now technically I can spin up, I have 8 GB left, right? So I can spin up 2 GB, 2 GB, 2 GB. I can create another OS here. So this could be my Ubuntu VM. This could be my Red Hat VM. And this could be my CentOS VM. See, I have now 4 different flavors of operating systems in my laptop. So this is called effective utilization of your resources. My OS, I will be logging in. So once I log into my laptop, now I want to use my Red Hat. Then you just spin up, you already have virtual machine, you log into this. And then you will see a Red Hat virtual machine. And this machine will be using all your resources coming from your hardware, like network, disks, CPU, and the RAM. So hypervisor is know how to interact with your operating system, and then operating system can give you the details back to hypervisor. This is what the virtualization concept is. So now you have like a 2 GB of VM everywhere. This is virtualization. Now, what is the containers? We didn't go over there. So you clear with virtualization? You are just taking your hardware and then effectively utilizing by using a hypervisor. That is VMware or VirtualBox in our use case. In a company, we have like a vSphere and a ESXi. Those are work on the another type. Okay, so now the same concept. See, first we have like a base hardware, which is like a laptop with so much of resources, but then we use virtual machines. So now we effectively utilized our resources. Perfect. So now I can actually host 4 applications, one application, second application, third application, fourth application. So I can run my 4 websites in my laptop. That is what the virtualization. So again, people think, why I'm spending 2 GB of RAM in this VM? Technically, my application doesn't need 2 GB. So this is like if I explain you in a typical term. So you have a big house, you have a big lot, like 4,000 SFT lot house. Okay, so effectively using it, what you do, you partition it, right? You partition it based on the rooms. Like I have a kitchen, you partition it. I have a master bedroom, you partition it. Children bedroom, you partition it with the walls. That is what the virtualization. So you have a big house, you partitioned it. That is called the virtualization. But you're feeling hungry now. Your purpose is to feel hungry. Your purpose is to sleep. But do you really need like a big kitchen? No. You want to sleep. So do you really need like a 13 by 13 big room or bed? No, you just need like small queen bed that you can sleep. That is called the further evaluation. So rather than you using the entire virtual machine, you will be, rather than installing the hypervisor here, you will be having same hardware, same OS here, and then you would be having like a Docker daemon. You see, this is the Docker daemon. So Docker daemon will give you an option to install the containers. So containers means they are like short-lived. Whatever is happens within the inside. My application doesn't need to host all the packages. I just want to sleep. I just need a bed with a pillow and then blank sheet. That's it. So you would be getting that minimum requirement from the Docker, whatever is needed, and then you run your application. So we just built a Java application. To run my application, I just need like a 0.5 GB RAM and like 10 CPU cores units. That's it. So your Docker will be giving to your Docker, and then you run it. We'll discuss in deeper when you go to Docker. This is what the difference between your hardware, virtualization, and then further evaluation of containers. Now you are effectively using. So here I could only start 4 applications, but here I can have 100 applications running. 100 applications running if the Docker, because I'll be using what is needed. Okay, that's what the Docker is. And then to manage these containers, like to make sure that which is up, which is down, volume, whenever the Docker process goes down, I want to bring it up. That will be taken care by your Kubernetes. That is called orchestrator. That is what overall of this. And we also have a Terraform. Terraform is going to work with the cloud APIs to provision your needed resources. You want virtual machine, it will provide. You want like a database, it will provide. That is what the Terraform will take it care. Okay, so these are all a brief introduction of the DevOps tools that we use it. So any doubts so far? I'll give 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no doubts. Cool. So We will be starting like this. So I want everyone to have an AWS account. So if you don't have AWS account, please feel free to go ahead and create. What all you need to do is go to console.aws.amazon.com, okay, and then register your account yourself. You have to register that. So once you register, it is going to ask you your credit card information. Please give a credit card. You don't need to worry. They will initially charge like $1, but they return it back. So if you are creating for the first time, they'll give you a 12 months of free. So there are some services which are freely available that we are going to consume in these sessions. I will try to make use of the resources that are actually freely available. Okay. So once you create an account, you log in to your system, you will see the page like this. So based on your region, sometimes I make changes to the UI. Okay, so you will see your services like this. We will be using our entire AWS for our sessions. Okay, so may I know how many of you already have an AWS account? You might have created for the practice purpose before, right? Hello? Hello?
Hey, Lokesh.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have a AWS account. I'm creating now. Is it?
Yeah. No, not now. So you can create it after the class also.
Later. Okay. Okay.
So who else? Has anyone has already a AWS account created before?
Not AWS, but Azure.
Azure. Okay, perfect. But we will use AWS now because we are covering AWS, right? So if you don't have an account, so please feel free to create an AWS account without fail. It is going to ask you like credit card information, give it. And everyone.
Yes.
So Vijay, Sunil, Kumar.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Lokesh. Yeah.
No, yes means like I asked you a question. Okay, I repeat the
No,
question again. So do you guys have AWS account created before?
No.
No, I haven't
No.
created before.
Okay, so please create an AWS account with a new credit card or whatever it is that unused, so that they'll give you like a free. Okay, so have it created without fail. This is a mandatory step. Okay, the first step, which is a mandatory, that you should be having an AWS account created and you should be eligible to use their free services. That is the first step. And the second thing, we need to have a Git bash installed in all of your machines. So if you are using a Mac, you don't need to worry. So if you are using a Mac, just go ahead, open your terminal and do a git space dash dash version. Git space dash dash version, which is going to give you the Git version. If you have it, then you are good. You don't need to do anything for the Mac people. For the people on Windows, okay? So what you could do, you go to the desktop right now with me, go to the desktop, do a right click there. Do you see Git bash here? If you see Git bash here, then you are good. You don't need to do anything. If you don't see Git bash there, then what you need to do is install the Git. Okay. So if you go to like git sem.com here, this is the website. I'm putting that in the chat. This is the website. So here you will see your machine and then download for Windows if you are Windows. For Mac, you don't need, because if you have it already, if you have like a Git version installed, then you are good. So for the people in Windows, you do this. If you don't have a Git bash, what all you need to do is just download this and do click next, install it. Don't try to select any options, just install it. So once you install it, then you go back to your desktop and right click, you see an option called Git Bash here. Git Bash here. If you see that, then you are good. Those are all mandatory stuff that I want you guys to finish. One is creating AWS account. Second one is installing the Git. These are all two prerequisites to work with the classes. Without that, we won't be able to do anything. So probably I'll give you like 5 minutes of time. So please have it done. Creating AWS account, installing Git Bash. Okay. Because we will be setting up our keys. So that's why I'm telling you it's very important. If you don't have it, please take your time and do it right away. So I'll probably check back with you again at 9:50. It is 9:46 now. I'll check back with you on 9:50. I want confirmation from everyone because it's a prerequisite and I don't want to skip that. So if you have done, please ping in chat.
Lokesh, we need to create now, or can we create later?
I mean, if you have time, then please go ahead because I want every one of you to have SSH keys set up today so that we can utilize that time effectively for today. So next week onwards, you don't have that. So we will be like spinning up the virtual machines and start working on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, please take your time. So once you are done, please ping in the chat. So just ping me once you are done with both guys. You can ping in the chat, you can ping direct to me.
Lokesh, I'm trying to do it, but my system is not allowing. I think my system is having some network issues. Can I download it later?
Okay.
Or
Okay.
can you give
Yeah,
me some?
because that's fine. So I just want that. Okay, so
Yeah.
let me know if any one of Windows able to complete those steps, or if you already have a account. I just wanted to demo it so that the other people can easily get it, because I'm using Mac, so the Mac and Windows maybe have a bit of change. So I'll show you in both operating systems, but I want to first choose the Windows because we have majority of the people. So let me know if any one of you have like a Git bash installed and then AWS account created. I just want you guys to share the screen and I'll guide you how to do that. Has any one of you? Tejaswini, Vijay, Sunil, Manaswini, Kumar.
I just installed Git Bash now. I need to install AWS account.
Yeah, I just create a AWS account.
Yep.
So guys, I'm telling you, this will be like more interactive. So I expect everyone to be with the laptop and then in a place where you don't have much of distractions. Attending the classes while driving or assuming that you will have access to recorded session is not encouraged because this is for you, not for me. Please try to get yourself free and attend the classes so that whenever you do with me, whenever you are stuck, then I will be available to resolve it. So if you are stuck and then you are needing some help, but it will take some time to give the help, right? You may have to wait for a week or you may have to wait for my response in a WhatsApp. So please try to attend from your laptop and try to follow with me. So any one of you are able to complete it?
Yes, I'm able to complete.
Yeah, so I'm making you as a host so that, okay, let me see if I can change the security. Yeah, can you try to share your screen?
Sure, yeah. You cannot start screen share while other
Yeah,
participants.
I gave everyone access, so allow
Yeah,
participant to share the screen. Or
maybe
maybe I need to stop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you now share the screen?
So I am here now. So it is telling account ID.
No, it is actually you are signing it as a user. So use a root account. You see sign in using root email below. Yeah, click that. Yeah, now give the root user. I see everybody. Yeah, just you can close that. Yeah, it's just like it will take you to some setting. Yeah, you can ignore that. You can click on somewhere. It will go away.
Yeah.
So this is the screen that you will see when you actually create a new AWS account. Okay, and now can you open your Git bash?
Git bash. Okay.
Yeah, go to your desktop.
Actually,
You are actually in Mac. Okay. I just wanted someone with like Windows. Okay, let's do it. So people in the Mac, this is what you would be doing it. Okay.
Yep.
The first command that we need to do is type SSH hyphen, no, just type SSH hyphen, not no space. One word hyphen keygen, KEY gen space. No, don't hit the enter. I'll tell you. Control C. Control C, like Command C.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah. Now SSH hyphen keygen space -T space space RSA. So wait there, RSA. So what we are doing now is this is a Linux command which will help you to create a key combination. It is like a private key and the public key combination. If you hit the enter, see it is going to generate a key pair. Key pair means we have like if you want to open up a door, what all you need? You need a lock and then you need a key, right? Lock and the key. So this is what we are now generating. If you hit the enter, hit the
Yeah,
enter.
it is asking for generating.
Yeah, just hit the enter. So you see, entire file in which to save the public key. It is trying to create a file which is users Hariprasad here ID and then .ssh ID RSA. This is the way it is trying to create. But since the ID already exists, it is giving this warning. But if you are doing for the first time, you don't see this. Now you can say no, N. Yeah, that's it. So you have key already set up. Okay. So this is the place where you would be generating the key with the command SSH keygen -t RSA. So let me actually paste the command in the
Chat.
chat.
So,
So
this one?
no, I'll paste it. Keygen -t RSA. So if it doesn't ask you for override, then just hit enter, 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 enter. Now, so can you run the same command? Hit the enter. Just wait there. Give /tmp /new. You guys don't need to do this. I'm telling you, you guys don't need to do this. I just wanted to demo how the key looks like if you're getting the first time. Give some new. Just type new, NEW. Hit the enter. So it will ask you for the passphrase. So passphrase is another secret code that you would be assigning. Hit the enter. Hit the enter. You don't have permission to create, but if you are using like a git bash, you have that account getting created there. You will create the key over there. That's
Okay.
what we created. So now can you yeah, can someone, you can stop the screen.
Sure.
Can someone with the Windows able to share the screen?
Yep.
Yeah, can you?
Are you able to see?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Perfect. So now we have like this is like a git bash. Can you close this once? Cross.
This thing?
Yeah, close it, cross.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can, if you go to the, this is like a AWS machine, right? This is how you go. So now you go to desktop. Now right click here.
Mhm.
You see git, where is the git bash? Oh, you are using, you didn't install the git here?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? You did.
Yeah, I did.
You did, but it is,
But
I
it's
can't
not
see.
showing up.
Yeah, can you, you installed it, right?
In downloads, you can see.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, can you run that? Yeah. Next.
Git
Yeah, you see git bash here. Yeah,
Yep,
that is what we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just click. Next. Yeah. Just click next, next, next. So this is how you install it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I will see it why it is not coming up. So if you are using like your company laptop or Office Pro laptop, so sometimes they block the installations.
No, this is my personal laptop.
Okay, I just keep that git bash open. Yeah, that window. Yeah, whatever it is. We'll see if it throws some error. See, we have this here, right? So now finish.
Launch and finish.
Yeah, I just finish it. So it is launching the git bash here. Can you keep this window on? Go back to your desktop.
Mhm.
And then do right click there.
Yeah.
I think it's open terminal now. Why it is not showing up here?
Right.
No, this is the PowerShell terminal. Okay, that's fine. So you can close this. So generally you will see their git bash here. So maybe because of the newer Windows version, it is not letting you
Maybe.
view there. So what you could do, you can search actually.
Okay.
You can search and open up the git bash here. If you type it here, git bash, it will give you, you see,
Open.
git bash there. So you can open
Yeah.
up the,
Into start.
yeah, you can pin to start. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
that's fine. So you have a git bash now. So you can do the same command.
Mm.
Yeah, it's there already.
Okay.
Yeah, open
Which
up.
command?
Yeah, you just open up, right? So now you will execute the same command like SSH.
Mhm.
No, it's all one word. SSH hyphen one word only. No,
Yeah.
one word. There is no space.
Oh.
Yeah, hyphen keygen space -t space RSA.
RSA.
Yeah, hit the enter. RSA means remote secure authentication. So generating public key, private key. It is now generated the key combination. So hit the enter. That is the default location where you will see.
Mhm.
So it create directory. Hit the enter. Hit the enter. See, this is what the key created.
Yeah.
So now we have the key created, right? So the key always give you the two files. One is the private key, one is the public key. So private key, as the name says, we should be keeping it private. We shouldn't let anyone know this key.
Mhm.
That is a private key.
Yes.
The public key, as name says public, it can be public. So we can give it to anyone. So now we are going to read the public key. So can you hit the command called cat? You can copy that. You see the above file name?
This thing?
Yeah, C users manas.ssh is there, right?
Okay.
No, if no, yeah, no, not that one. .pub one.
This thing?
No, not that one. Below one.
Okay.
.pub is there.
The
No,
identification has saved
come
in.
below.
Okay.
You see your
Yep,
public
yep,
key
yep.
has been saved. Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah. So the above one is private key. We shouldn't be displaying that. Copy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now paste it. Hit the enter. You see, this is the public key. So now copy this content. So remember the location, guys. It is under the users. If you have your username will be different. Okay. Now copy the content key. Now go back to your AWS. AWS console. No, the next tab. The tab next to it, left to it. To the
Oh,
tab. Yeah.
yep, yep.
Next to that, left side, it is there.
Yeah.
AWS tab. Left
How
side.
can I
Yeah.
remove this thing?
No, it will be there. You can just click the next tab.
Yeah, just click on AWS management tab.
అక్కడే కనిపిస్తుంది కదా.
Left to your left.
Yeah, actually, it's showing the remote control options.
No. Yeah, go to left. Move your left. Left.
One
No. Okay. Yeah, click that. Yeah, that one. Oh, screen max lo కనబడడం లేదా? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have that sharing option over there. So make the big screen. So everyone go to the same, their AWS. No, let it be here. No, that's fine.
Mhm.
So now you see search bar over there. Type the EC2 there. EC2. Click on the EC2 service. So this is like EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. Now left panel, you come scroll down. Left panel.
Okay.
Left side. Yeah. Scroll down. You see key pairs there. Click on the key pairs. And you see the actions over there. Drop down, import key pair. So here you give your laptop, right? So you can give your laptop name, my laptop something.
Okay.
No, don't give the spaces. One word.
Okay.
My PC, yeah. And then you paste the key, whatever you have copied, right? Paste it there. That's it. And then come down. And then import key pair. That's it. So this is now we are integrated our machine with the AWS. So whenever you create a new VM in AWS, we will choose this key pair. It means our laptop now be able to log into my VM. That is what the integration is. So now let me show you. This is like a Git bash. So can you open the Git bash now? So the command will be ssh keygen -t rsa, and then the file key created. If you already have a file, the secret, the gen file created, then you just need to go to your C users, your username, whatever username you are using for laptop, and then .ssh id rsa .pub. That will be your public key. Okay, it's a mandatory step, and I want everyone should be able to do this. If you don't do this step, then you won't be able to access your machines. Okay, now I got the public key. The next step, what I did, I imported my key into key pairs. So this is how you integrate your laptop with the AWS. So next time, whenever you open a VM, you will be using it. Okay, so now can you stop the screen?
Yes.
So now let me share my screen, guys. Right? So now I have a share screen. Now let me show how we do in a Mac. For the Mac people, same, it will be same command, keygen -t rsa. I already have like a key pair created. I don't do that, but my key will be here, right? I just copy this content. So it will be cat and then pub. Remember, you need to put a .pub. .pub means public. That is what the public key is. If I do that, I have my public key ready. I just copy this. Okay, right click copy. Then I go back to my AWS console. Here everything is same. Go to services, or you can type here EC2. You get the EC2. From here, everything is same. You go to like a key pairs here, and then you action import a key pair, and then you give your name like my PC, whatever it is, and then you paste it here, and then import a key pair. That's it. This is what you need to do. Okay, already I have my laptop. My key is already copied here. I hope everybody is be able to do this. Maybe now, maybe after the class. Can I have confirmation like yes or no? Participants?
Yes,
Uh,
Lokesh.
Uh-huh.
I'll do it after the class
Perfect.
by the
Kumar?
next week.
Kumar?
this is Vijay. I have
Vijay.
created AWS account. I'm trying to install a Git.
Git bash.
Yes.
Okay, okay. How about Kumar? Kumar Komineni?
Hi, Lokesh. Right now, I cannot able to do it because I connected through mobile.
Okay,
Once
but
I get
please,
home, I will do it.
yeah, please try to be with laptop, because that is
Yes.
actually a good thing. And then Sunil?
I already did that. Even I
did.
imported the key pair as well. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So Vijay?
Yeah, I have told you now. I
Oh, you
created. Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, who
perfect.
had joined from Madhavi iPhone?
Madhavi, my friend, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that's what it is, guys. Okay. So now we have integrated. Now let's go ahead and spin up our first virtual machine. So as I told you, we will be starting the first class with the Linux. So Linux operating system. So Linux operating system is everyone should know, because 90% of your DevOps work will be around Linux operating system only. Okay. So now I'll be spinning up my first virtual machine with a simple UI console, so that we can everybody can spin up the same machine, so that everybody will be having a same server, same details, so that we don't have like Windows or Mac or Linux differentiation from here. Everything will be the same. That is the first prerequisite that differentiate between the Windows and Mac. After that, everything will be same. So now I'm going ahead and starting up my first virtual machine. Okay, let's go ahead and start it. So everyone pay attention. So you go to the console, right? You go to your EC2 dashboards. Okay, so if you don't see this, come search here, search for EC2. You click on the EC2 here, and then you have like instances running. You don't have anything here. You can cross mark this. You also see the same thing. Then click on the launch instance. So once you click the launch instance, it is going to give you a form to fill. It is like now I'm asking AWS, hey, give me a server. I want to host my application. This is the simple. Now you give your name. This will be like your machine, right? So my machine, you can give any name, whatever you want. Okay. And then you need to choose what type of OS you wanted to use. So we have so many operating systems here, but for a practice purpose, let's use a Red Hat. Okay, I choose a Red Hat here. And then this is the thing you need to pay attention. When you click the Red Hat, don't jump directly. Rather, you pay attention to this drop down. When you click this, you see this free tier eligible. You have to select this. If you miss selecting this, then AWS will charge immediately. If you choose this, they don't charge because this VM tab is eligible for free tier. So now I am in a free tier, so I won't be charged. Then you come down, and the another important you need to pay attention is the key pair. So key pair drop down. If you click this, now you see your key pair popping up here. Whatever you have imported, like my PC, something is there, right? See, I click this. This is the mandatory step. You have to select it. If you don't select this, then you won't be able to access your virtual machine. That's it. Remaining, you don't need to do anything. The only 3 places you need to focus is type of operating system and your AMI image type. Okay, and then your key pair. That's it. So once you give this information, just click on the launch instance. That's it. Success. So now we successfully created a virtual machine in a data center. And another important thing you need to focus is this. Whenever you log into AWS, I am seeing North Virginia. So based on your location, this may be changed. So you need to remember in which region you have created the virtual machine. It has to be always same. Sometimes you don't see your VM because your region might have been switched to something else. So I always try to keep it North Virginia because it's the closest to me. Okay. So now I have the VM. So I can go to my VM directly. If you click here, you can click here, it will take you directly there. Or we can also click on view all instances. See, when I refresh, I got my VM, which is up and running. So this is the same for everyone. No changes. Now, if I select this, now I see some information about my VM. You see my instance ID, my public IP addresses, private IP addresses, DNS names, everything is there. We will discuss all this when we discuss on the AWS sessions. But now we're discussing on the Linux, right? So we don't focus on all this. All we need to do is copy this public IP address. You see public IPv4 address, copy this one. Okay, now do a git bash here wherever you want. Open up your git bash. Okay, so once you open up your git bash, what all you need to do is execute this command. The command will be ssh ec2 user at the server IP. So you would be copying your IP address here, not mine, because IP address is unique for every VM. Once you spin up, you get your own IP. The command will be ssh ec2 user at and the IP address. Okay, so if I hit the enter, maybe I'll paste this command also in the chat. So for everyone, so replace this part with IP address. Okay. Now I hit the enter. See, the moment I hit the enter, it gave me something. If you try to do the same thing, it will ask you for the confirmation yes or no. Just type yes and hit the enter. If it asks you for the key authentication or a host key authentication, just say yes and then hit the enter. Once you do that, you also get the similar prompt that I'm saying. EC2 user and my IP address. This is called private IP address. Everyone, I mean, if you are doing with me, you will see this. If you want to do that, remember these steps. Okay. Now we are done. Now I am able to log into my machine successfully. This is what spinning up a virtual machine is, that simple in a cloud. If it is your data center, you need to work with the contracting team. You need to write the contracts. You need to set up your own data center. You need to set up your own IP ranges. You need to set up your own CADR ranges, network, internet, all this crap is there. So all that crap is now avoided. I just got my server ready. Now I can host my application and then serve to the people. Okay. So now we got into the Red Hat Linux. So let's go ahead and start our classes on the Linux. Okay. So I have some slides here. So if you look at it, so we have so many Linuxes. We have Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian, and the Alpine Linuxes. But you will see most of the companies using Red Hat are the Ubuntu. These two are the popular servers that almost all the companies uses. The people with the like banking domain and then a highly secured environments, they use Red Hat because they get support immediately if something goes wrong. Whereas Ubuntu is like mostly open source, so you can install the open source version and start using it. For Red Hat, they pay charges for subscription. For Ubuntu, there are no charges. There are some support also given by the companies, but it's mostly free. That's what the Red Hat flavors are. And then we are going to discuss on the file systems. So what is the file systems in a Linux? So if you talk about a Windows, so in back nowadays, now in back like maybe 5 years ago, so if you take a new laptop, you will have like a C drive, D drive, right? What is that? They're actually partitions. You have like a C drive and the D drive, C colon, D colon. It means whatever files you keep in C, you cannot see them in D. Again, you have to go to the C to see that, right? And everything will be having like a folders and the files in the Windows. Same concept with Linux also. We don't call them folder here, we call them directories. Remember, whenever you are talking about Linux, do not try to mention folder. It has to be a directory. Okay, we call them directory and the files. And again, if you talk about Windows, whatever you install, everything will be getting stored in a C colon program files, right? Because the Windows operating system has allotted that location for all your programming files. So even though if you want to do some operations, you will go into C system32. You will see all the system files in that folder in Windows. So the operating system has made some allotments based on the file types, right? Same way with Linux also. So Linux also has some directories created and they are all used for that purpose only. Okay, so now let me talk about this. So if you talk about any Linux machine, you will have a directory called slash. We call them as root. We call them as root. And in Windows, you will have like a C colon. See, Linux has a backward slash, Windows has a forward slash. And you will also have like a D colon. So here you are going to create the folders like movies. So you will be keeping all the movies here. And again, you will have like a Telugu movies. And then you have like a Tamil movies. So now you have movies has a two different folders like Telugu and Tamil. In here, similarly, we can also create directory called slash Okay, var, and then you are going to create like a movies, and then folder like a Telugu. In Linux we call them as a directories, right? And then Tamil. You see, same, but in Windows you have seen backslash, but in Linux you have the forward slash. Var movies Telugu Tamil. So the ultimate one is C colon here, but here this is the root. Okay, so now in Linux there is a super user, and the super user name is also a root. So the super user name is also a root. But in Windows, you will see the super user name as an administrator. So if you have worked on the Windows administrator, you see this administrator something. That is a difference and the comparison between two operating systems. I'm explaining this to you so that you can easily relate to this. Okay, now let's jump on to our main folder structures we have within a Linux. Okay, within a Linux, you will see some folders, some directories, sorry, pre-created. So slash is a root, main root, slash bin. So this root will have like a directory called bin, and this is allotted for all the binary files. So if you have any binary files that are being used for your operating system, they will be sitting here, slash bin. There is one more directory called etc, slash etc. So all the configuration related file. So if you want to application, you will have an application, but your application needed some configuration changes. So that changes will be sitting in slash etc. The slash sbin is a secure bin. All the secure binary files will be sitting here. This is like a user. These are all like a read-only user application supported files. Slash var, it is like some variable data files, like they will come and go. And then you have like a inside var, again you have var cache. All the caching will be here. The libraries will be here. The log files will be here. The log files will be cred slash var slash log. And then we have like a slash dev. All the device file will be here. And we also have like a slash tmp. Slash tmp will be like your temporary files. They will be get deleted after 24 hours. Slash tmp. So like we have some predefined structures. So let's see them in action. Okay. So now I want to show you the directory, right? So if you do pwd, pwd is a command which we use to know present working directory, or we can call also print working directory. If you do that, it is giving me some path. What is this path? I am actually, this is a root. I informed you root. So root has a directory called home. Inside the home, there is a directory called EC2 user. So I am actually here. So if you put them in a tree diagram, this is the tree it is. So you have a slash here. Okay. Slash has a so many directories like var, opt, something. There is another directory called home. So home again has another directory called EC2 user. So I am here. I am sitting here. So if someone want to reach me, so they have to go to the slash and then go to the home directory and then EC2 user here. This is how you browse through the Windows machines as well, right? Like you have mouse, double click, open the folder, double click, open the folder. Okay, but now I want to go here. I want to go here. How I can go? I need to travel through the path, right? Travel through the path. So I need to go to here. So I will be giving my first command as cd. cd means change directory. cd, I'm giving you cd space. Where I want to go? I want to go to the slash. Hit the enter. Now you see getting changed here. If I do pwd, this gives me slash. So now I am here. See, now I am here. Now I wanted to see what this root contains. If it is in Windows, you open up the folder directly, you can see all the contents, right? But in Linux, there is no UI. There is a UI, but in a company, you don't have like a UI feature enabled. Everything is like CLI only. That is called command line interface. Now let me try to see some of the commands here now. So if I want to see what is there in the slash, the command you need to execute is ls. ls means list. ls stands for list. See, if I do the ls, it has these directories already created. This is how a OS is consist of. You have a bin, you have a boot, you have a data, you have a lib, you have a mnt, you have opt. See, opt I have given you, and then temp I haven't added here, right? So let me add the temp and then home. These are all the directories that you have it. Okay. Now, if you want to know more about this command, so in Linux, the good thing about this, every command will have an options. That options will give you to do more. If I do ls space -l, this we call them as long listing. So long listing is going to give me the more information about my directories. See, ls just give everything in single line. When I do -l, it is giving me line by line information for every directory. It's a properties. It is giving you the properties of the directory and the files. See, so boot has like these properties when created, when modified. So whichever you see the blue color, these are all directories. And if you see fully highlighted, it has all the permissions. We'll discuss the permissions again. And you see it's a link file. Now I want to go back to my EC2 user. This is where I landed. This is my home actually. So if you go that, the same command cd space, where I am here, I have to go to /home and then EC2 user. I first go to /home, hit the enter. If I do pwd, I'm here. So now I just jumped from here to here. Now I am here. Now I wanted to see what are the contents in this directory. What is the command?
ls-8.
ls is going to give me the folder ls -l long listing. So now it is a folder again. So it's a directory D, blue color. So directory means I can go inside. If it is a file, I cannot go inside. I can see the content, right? So now the same command EC2 user. If I do ls -l here, nothing is there. This is what you use a cd command. Okay, so print working directory is EC2 user. If you want to go back to, I mean, we call it one level up. If you want to go one level up, the same command cd space .. If you do pwd, now you see, now you're back to home. Okay, that is what it is. cd and the cd space .. and the ls commands. Now I'll go back to again cd EC2 user. Oh, it gave me error. Why?
USER.
It's wrong.
Because there is no directory name called ect-us. It is actually ect-us er. So again, I need to give cd ec2. You can actually use the tab. Tab is like a bash completion, we call it. So it bash is able to identify what is the next possible match is. If I do the tab, so next possible match is this. So are you looking for same thing? Yes. Then hit the enter. That's it. pwd will give you the directories. That is what the cd space and some small directories and the ls command. So ls has so many features. So if you do -l, which is going to give you the long listing, we don't have any files here. Now let's go ahead and create the file. The creation of the file command is a touch. Touch is a command that will give you that will help you to create a file. So I want to create my first file. Touch is a command and the followed by file name. Remember the space, okay? If I do same ls minus l, see, I have my abc.txt file got created. That is what my touch command is. I can also create another command, another file too, element.txt. If I do ls minus l, I have this. You see, this is called 0 means 0 bytes. We don't have any data in it. This is when it got created or modified. That's fine, but now how am I going to write to that file? There is a command called echo. Echo is a command which we use to say something, and it prints in our standard output. I would say, hello DevOps. Okay. So echo hello DevOps is now printing this hello DevOps. If I can also do hello world too here. See, so whatever you say within a course, it prints. So whatever you see here, this is called standard out. And whatever you are entering to this shell, they are called standard in. Input and the output. So we are giving an input, this to your shell. This shell will interact with the hardware, and then hardware will print this whatever you command based on the command. Even this is like a interacting. I gave a standard in ls, it gave me the output of this. So if you give me input, output of this. So now I want to redirect that output to a file. This is the redirection symbol. So I want to read them in a abc.txt. See, I did not get the output now. I'm telling whatever you do standard out will print it inside this file. So now if I do ls minus l here, you see abc.txt has got some data here. Now how I can see the content of a file? Cat. So cat is a command. So remember, we have used the cat command to print the public key as well, right? I do abc.txt now. You see the file, hello world. I want to add some more, hello DevOps. So same thing, echo hello again DevOps. I write to abc.txt. So now I have added some more content. Now let's go ahead and read this. Cat is a command. If I do cat abc.txt, it's only one line. So before it was hello world, it is gone. Because this redirection symbol, what it does is it will overwrite the contents. It will overwrite the content. So whatever you have inside the file, everything is gone. And the new text, this is got copied over there. But if you want to keep both data, then you need, you use a keyboard up arrow. Yeah, we will discuss that. We have like keyboard, right? So keyboard up arrow. If you do the up arrows, right? You go to the previous commands, keyboard up arrows. So now I went back to my same command. I put 2 directions. It means I'm saying don't overwrite, rather append to the existing contents. So I'll add these existing contents here, new contents. Now if I do the cat abc.txt, see, this is my first line, this is my second line. I can also add more contents as well. More contents, again abc.txt, I use 2 greater than symbols. That means I'm adding more to the file. That's what the direction is. Okay. So that is one of the way that you actually add to the file. Minus L. Okay. So now we created the folder files. Now how to create directory? That is mkdir. Mkdir is the command that we use to create the directories. So now I want to create a directory. I would say test directory. Mkdir space test. If I do ls minus l, you see test is a directory. You see D here, and also color is blue. And these are all the files. You can read the file, but you can go inside the directory. So to go into directory, I use cd test. If I do pwd here. So now I created one more directory, and the directory is here. Inside the EC2, I have a test directory. And also I have abc.txt file in the same level. Another file element as well, right? See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They are all tied to EC2 user. They're all tied to EC2 user. That is how a typical file structure looks like in a Linux. Any doubts so far on this? It's like very basic. Any doubts? I'll say 5, 1, 2.
Hi, Lokesh. I have
Yeah.
a doubt.
Mhm.
Can we use different characteristics or characters, or we should use specific characters?
While creating directory?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's like a
Like
normal create directory only.
come again,
There,
Lokesh.
there are some like special symbols like dollar, backslash. So you
Okay.
cannot use those because those actually interact with the shell directly. Whenever Linux sees the dollar symbol, it detects that it is not a regular text, rather it has some significant value.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Okay.
So we
Thank
can't do with that. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Cool. Any more questions? No? Okay. So then let's clear this diagrams. Now let's go a bit deeper now. So I'll probably have some commands here. So yeah, we have some commands ls, and then if you do like ls, I'm going back cd space dot dot here, right? I wanted to see ls minus l. Now let me see this magic here. You do ls minus first ls, one line, ls minus l, giving me some long listing. If you do ls minus lt, it is sorted. T means sorting wise. It is going to sort based on the time. But I want the latest modification time down. Then you use the R, recursive. So whichever file modified latest will come down. ls minus ltr. So if you want to see minus a here, called hidden directories. See minus e is giving you .ssh, dot and dot here. It was not there before. It has only 3. When I pass minus a parameter, it also gives me some more files. So if you want to hide a file from being listed, you need to use a dot. So whichever file or directory starts with a dot, it is hidden by default. If you want to see if you want to list it, you need to pass a parameter called minus a. Minus a will give you hidden directory information. You see .ssh is here. Okay, that's what the minus a operator is. So you mostly use the command called ls minus latr or ls minus ltr in the company. These are the 2 commands will help you to list all the contents in a recursive reverse time order. I mean, not chronological, opposite to chronological order. We have cd, c directory, pwd, makdir, and rm file. So if you want to remove a file, it's a simple command called rm. rm element.txt. It's gone. rm abc.txt. It's gone. That's what the remove command is. If you do ls minus latr, the files are gone. So once you delete the file, they are gone. It is not like in Windows that it will be stored in a like a recycle bin. There is no constant recycle bin. Delete is gone permanently. Okay, that's what the rm command is used for. If you want to delete a directory, you use like a rm minus r. Rm minus r means remove. R means recursive. It goes into every file inside the directory and then deletes it first. It is like deleting from bottom. That is called the rm minus r is used for. Okay, and then f means forceful. Okay, now I want to copy a file. So before copy a file, let me create a file. abc.txt again, directory create the mkdir. If I do ls minus l, I have these 2. So if I want to copy this file from EC2 user to test, cp is a command. So cp has the 2 arguments that reads source and the destination. Source and the destination. So where is your source? My source is abc.txt. Destination, where you want me to copy? I want to copy in test slash. It's a directory, right? If I do ls minus l, oh, it is still here. but it's still here. I just copied it, right?
You didn't move that.
Yeah, we just copied. Copy means creating a duplicate, like a photocopy. So it's inside the test. So either there's a two ways to verify whether the file copied or not in the test. The first thing is you need to go inside the directory and then do the command ls-l. Oh, it's here. That is one way. Or you go back here where you were before. You can do ls-l from here itself. Now, whenever you pass a directory here, it means ls-l will then be executed on this directory. So you don't need to go inside and then do the command. If you do that, same output, you see. So ls-l inside this directory, that is what the command, how do you need to read. Now I wanted to see what are the files in a /tmp. So I can do it from here itself. I am here. I can do the remote check with /tmp. It means I wanted to list the content inside the /tmp directory. See, it has only one file. That's what the remote listing, you can also use it to. Okay, we can also copy file from one place to another place. Okay, let's say I want to create a file. So create a file means touch. If you do element.txt, it gets created here where you are. Oopsie. Right? But if you want to create the same file in remote directory, you use the same thing. Touch where you want to create, slash, go to the slash first, directory called tmp, create over there, xyz.txt. See, now this file is created here. But in this case, it created locally because this is what the relative path and the absolute path is called now. This is called absolute path. So this is the main, you are going to the root of it and then going inside directory, there you're creating the file. But here you did not mention your absolute path. So this will assume you're working relative path. It assumes that, oh, you want me to create the file in the current working directory, wherever you are. This stands for create here. Okay, if I do like ls-l, I don't have xyz here. If I do ls-l/tmp, you have xyz here because this command has created this file under this directory. That's what the remote is. Now you can also copy this file into your test directory here. So you can do copy. Where is my source? My source is /tmp xyz.txt. Where you want me to copy? I want to copy here. So test. This is the copy. So it copies from here to here. You can also give an absolute path also. Where is test directory? Test is /home/ec2 user. There you have a test directory. You can also give like 2. So based on the usage, you mention whether you want to go with absolute path or the relative path. But source, you need absolute path, of course. But target, you don't need in this use case because test directory already exists where you are. So you don't need to follow destination absolute path, but I followed here to show you guys. That's what the copy command is used for. The same for move as well. Move is going to move the file. It's like cut and paste. Copy is copy and paste. Here, cut and paste. Move is. So now I wanted to move abc.txt file inside the test directory. If I do ls-l, it's gone. Where it is? If I do ls-l test, test, it's there. That's what the move command is used for. Okay. So now what happens if I move the file within the same directory? See, move element.txt and same here element.txt. What happens now? Can someone tell me what happens here? What am I doing in this? mv is a command. This is the source. This is destination. I am moving element.txt, same location with the same file name. It says are the same file, so you cannot actually move it. Okay, but if you want to rename this file, you can use the same command, right? Now I would say def.txt. See, it worked. If I do lmn as ls, so lmn is gone. Now it replaced as a df.txt. So if you want to rename a file, then the move command can be used. If you want to move in the same directory, the file will be moved. But if the same file exists, it throws error. But if you want to give a new file name, it becomes a rename, right? Nothing but that's what the move command is used for. Okay, so copy, move, touch, and ls, link file. So link file, you generally use it in most of the cases. The reason why we use link file is, so link file are like shortcut. So if you open up a Windows, okay, so your file is actually in a d:\movies, the Hindi movies, and then you have a movie file there. If you want to open up that movie file, you need to travel through the path, right? But if you don't want to do that, you want to have a shortcut, then you can go to any file, do the right click. There is an option called create short link. If you click that, that will create a shortcut on your desktop. So next time, whenever you go to desktop and double click that, it will open the file that you have linked. It is like a shortcut. The same way in Linux also, we have a link file. We have two types of link file, soft link and the hard link. So generally you work on a soft links here. Hard links will work on your inodes. That is a deeper concept. So let's create a link. So now I have a file called /tmp xyz here, right? There is a file. Now let me write the content, echo. Okay, so hello world, and then this is my location. I want to redirect the output. Done. So whenever I want to read the content of this file, I need to always travel /tmp xyz.txt, right? So rather than traveling through this, I'm going to create a link file in my directory here. The link file will be command ln -s, which is a soft link. Then you are going to give the actual file name. Where is the file name? Your file is actually here, xyz.txt. Now I want to create my link file here, xyz.txt. This is the actual file. This is the link name file. If I do ls-l here, you see, whenever you call xyz, which is in your directory, so it will call this file. Now I can just say cat xyz.txt. The same content. It is nothing but you are doing /tmp /xyz.txt. This is like a shortcut. See, you don't need to use it now. This is like a link files. The reason why we use link files is, so when you are working on like a company, so let's say you are using like a Java. Okay, if I do Java version, it's not there. If you do like a wget -- version, okay, curl -- version, yeah. So this is the curl command. You are using the version. This is the version now. Okay, this version package will be in one directory. When you upgrade the curl, it again creates a newer version. But again, you need to change your references to that new directory. So rather than that, we create the link file. So whenever a new directory gets created, this is by default routed. That's a deeper concept. So let's assume this is a link file. You have like a link file in your location now, which is pointing to the remote location. Okay, that's what the link used for. And then we have like touch, cat, more, head, tail. So more is used if you have like a very lengthy file and you want to read the page by page, then we use a command called the more and the less. So let's say I want to open up a new file. So let me create a file that is a bigger, right? Okay, echo. So before more, let me tell you the VI so that I want to write. So echo, we have been doing it, right? If you use a command echo hi there, and then redirect it to like a element.txt. Okay, if you do cat, it's there. But if you want to write more and to edit something, then we don't use this single liner. We use an editor called VI. VI is a virtual editor. Okay, now let me do VI followed by a file name. What is the file name I want to give? It can be anything. So let me say I wanted to give my first.java. This is like a Java programming I'm writing now. Maybe write Java, let's do the bash. Okay, so I would say variables.sh is like my shell script. See, when I hit the enter, it gives me a blank screen. Even you can see the same thing in your also. So VI has a 3 modes. One is escape mode, insert mode, and the append mode. What are these 3 modes? So insert mode, as name says, we are inserting something. It means we are writing something. It means that is a insert mode. But if you want to delete some lines, if you want to go to the first page, second page, if you want to go to some line, then we need to use escape mode. Because if you open Notepad in your laptop, what you generally do, you open up a laptop, Notepad, you type it. But if you want to delete something, what you do, you actually use your mouse and select the content, right? But here we don't have a mouse. Mouse will not work in my VI. So that's why we have an escape mode to work on top of the file. Okay, so whenever you open a VI, you will have this screen. You need to hit the I, letter I, then it will take you to your insert mode. See, you see getting changed here, insert. I'm in an insert mode. Now I can write whatever I want. As I told you, it's like programming. So variable A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and then sum is equal to A plus B. And I'm printing this echo sum of A, B is sum. I just quickly wrote a small bash script, nothing else. This is how you can do. Now I'm done with my code. So you can hit the escape. See, the insert mode is gone. Escape mode. Now I am on escape mode. So then you need to hit the colon. You see the colon here, left bottom, colon, left bottom. W means write. That is called save. This is how you save the file. Okay. Now I did saved it, written. You want to quit. Quit means again escape mode, colon, Q. Q means quit. I quit the VI. If I do ls minus L here, I have the file variable.sh. If we do the cat, we have the content. That's what the VI editor used for. Okay, if I do the VI again, variable.sh, one more time again, it gives me same content. Okay, so if I want to delete something, I want to delete the B is equal 20. So in escape mode, when you log in escape mode, if you hit the X, it deletes. X means cross, deletes. One letter, X, you see? This is how you use. If you want to delete the entire line, then you use DD, delete line. See again this line, DD is delete line. I'm hitting DD, delete line. If you want to again insert something, again go to the insert mode, and then you can type whatever you wanted to type here. That's what the insert mode, escape mode. There are so many operations we have on escape mode that you could do, like X delete the one letter, 2DD deletes 2 lines. If you want to copy and file, you use YY and P. YY means yank, and then P is paste. So if you want to paste this, copy this line, I go to the escape mode. I need to hit the escape button, escape mode. I copy 2 lines. So 2 YY. I copied 2 lines. I want to paste it here. I go back here and hit the P. See, that's what the copy paste works. Delete 2 lines, DD. If you want to go to top of the line, you hit the GG. GG 2 times takes to the top line. Now capital G give you the bottom line. Okay, dollar symbol take you to end of the line, and the cap symbol take you to start of the line. These are all the shortcuts you have in escape mode. Because since you don't use the mouse here, you have to use these shortcuts. You don't need to know all this, but as you make progress, you remember all this, but not mandatory to do this. Okay, now this is how the escape mode and the insert mode works. So you can also do both together, W and Q, save and quit. So if you want to quit forcefully, you need to put the override, exclamation. So escape mode, colon, look at the left bottom, colon, right, quit, overwrite. Done. That's what the saving of a file and the using the VI. Okay, so now let me do the same thing with the, I will explain you the more now. This is the variable file, this is the content, right? So now let me repeat this. So this is the content. So let's say this is my content of the files. See, I'm using mouse. I want to go up GG. See, and I'm saving this. Okay, if I do like a cat, it's a huge size. If I pass like ls minus lh, h means human. This will give me the size 5.8 KB, 2 bytes, 36 bytes. This is 5.8 kilobytes. So minus h, human readable option. Now let's use this. So if I do cat, see it printed something. Again, I have to go up, right, to check the first line of the code. That is a pain. So that's why you need to use like a more variable.sh will give you a page wise scenario. You can only whatever page you are currently in, it fits for that screen. And then if you want to go to next page, space, see 10%, space, next page, space, next page, space, third page, fourth page, fifth page. That's what the more command is used for. If you want to go back, B is back page, space, like this, back. That is what the more. If you want to come out, Q is a quit, right? Now you quit. More is used for read a big file in a page wise manner. That's what it is used for. You can also search as well. So if I do the same more command, I want to search for a word called echo. You use the backslash here and then echo. This will take you to the echo where it is. And N is the next echo, next echo, next echo. That's what the more used for. Once you're done, quit it, Q. Same thing with the less as well. Less is also do the same thing. There is no much difference. Okay. What is the more and less? You can also do the same thing with the VI also. VI, if you want to work on look for something, slash, I'm looking for echo. That's what the quit. That's what the VI more and less are used for. So head is going to give me top 10 lines. So let me say a line.txt file. Or VM is not there. I use the VI here. Okay. I use a insert mode. First line, second line, third line, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have these many lines. Let's say data. I saved and quit. If I say head line.txt, it is going to give me first few lines. Tail is going to give me last few lines. See, I have lines till 13, right? So it gave me first 10 lines and this gives me last 10 lines. So tail and head will give you last lines, head will give you first lines. Okay, so if I wanted to print first few lines, you just need to pass head minus 5 head minus 5 line.txt. This will give you first 5 lines only. Same thing with tail. If you want to just give a last 2 lines, tail minus 2 line.txt. It will give you last 2 lines, 13 and the new line character. That's what the head and tail are used for. Okay. And then we have like a chmod, ch1, user add, user group. So what are the remaining commands we have? We will discuss this in a next class. Already we are close to 11 now, right? Okay, so whatever we have covered so far, do you guys have any doubts? I'll give you 10, 1.
No, Lokesh,
Someone,
when
Tejas,
can we expect the recording?
I will once I close the Zoom, right? It will take like around around like 30 minutes, I think, to process, or 1 hour. After that, I'll share that.
Yeah. So that
Can you, yeah, please, once you are done, so I mean, I'm not sure how comfortable are you. So can you ping me your Gmail account that is associated with the YouTube? I'll be uploading this in a YouTube and then share it privately so that you can only access this. So give me your account that is tied to the YouTube, and you can also ping me separately if you don't want to share in a group.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, in a WhatsApp.
Okay.
So any more questions? Any more? No? I'll go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Lokesh, this is actually
Yeah.
coding is a little bit confusing. How can we remember all these characters like you said, no hash, echo, something like that?
Yeah, that come by practice, because initially when I also started, I was not able to remember anything, because what I
Oh,
did is, so whatever commands I need to practice, I took a printout of that, stick to my wall.
oh, okay.
So whenever I want, I don't remember, I look at the paper and then do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is what I have done. You can also take help of this slide in a separate page. Wherever you are
Yes.
stuck, you can check the refer and then come out. So if you really want to know more about the command, there are various commands you have. If you just do Linux commands cheat sheet, it is called a cheat sheets. So
Oh,
if you open up any cheat sheet, you will have all the commands here. You see, you can actually take a printout of all these and keep it ready.
oh,
Or
okay.
if you don't want to print out, you can keep this page open here. You can easily search for the command.
Okay.
So you want you want to work on VI editor. Look for the VI editor. This will take you to VI editor page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you
Maybe.
can look for all the commands here, that like that.
Yeah.
But initially it will be tough. You may feel like very frustrating and very tough, but this is the life that you need to follow, because every DevOps engineer will be doing these commands regularly in their life. Every day they do. So as you make practice, you remember everything.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Lokesh. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Perfect. So any more guys last time? Questions? All are good? Okay, so then I'll be sharing this video to you shortly once you share your YouTube. So this may look silly to you because some people have actually very good experience on networking and some IT experiences. So this may look silly, but trust, we have other people who don't have any kind of background. So that's why we are going slow pace. So once we everyone make comfortable with the Linux environment and the Bash environment from the AWS onwards, we'll slowly increase the pace. So people who are actually starting new to this, please take time and do practice. You have 5 days of time, do practice, make yourself comfortable, because in next classes, we will not be discussing all this. Rather, we will be using these commands to work on other commands. Okay. Perfect. So thanks for joining. So again, I'll meet you on Saturday, 8 a.m. CST, which is 9 a.m. Eastern, your time. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect, guys. Thanks for joining. And again, please do not join from your phone. Try to be on a laptop, guys. And when I ask the question, please try to respond. That way we can see we are all interacting each other. This class is not for me, for you. Even though you know it, please try to be focused, because you may not, you may try to learn something which you don't know. Okay. Cool. See you guys on Saturday, 8 a.m. CST, that is 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a nice rest of the weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lokesh.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.